100.
The referee actually caught him, right?
Perfect.
And because the referee caught him, that means the referee's not issuing the 8 count. He's waving the fight, And Canelo does this thing where he does this shoulder shrug, like what? He's like, what? You're just gonna stop the fight like that? And every single time I see that, I'm just like, you step in this ring, you come take these punches. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like a lot of people put some good hands on Canelo. I know he's a power puncher. I know he's got size over me. Now he keeps gaining too much weight, so it'd be a lot harder to move up and make that fight. But once upon a time, I was eager to possibly move up for Canelo Alvarez. Nowadays, I don't know what would happen, but because it's too big. He's trying to 160. I ain't about that life. I be about that life, but we cut off that, we ain't trying to fight at that weight class.
You're super perceptive about things like that. Like, you catch people's mannerisms and what they do, and I've even seen you break down people's styles. I've seen you do the Manny Pacquiao. I've seen you do the Floyd Mayweather. Like, does that help you out with your own boxing IQ? Do you ever throw those tools in the box also?
Sometimes I might try a technique that I like. If somebody else's technique I think is pretty nice and is can be utilized well in the boxing ring for whatever reason, sometimes I might want to try to use it. But sometimes it's so unique that and they've been doing it for so many years. That's why they're good at it. You know what I mean? One thing I noticed about Floyd when I was watching him during that 6-fight contract, the Guerrero fight, a lot of fights, he does this thing with his toe where he's in front of you, but when his toe is already set like this, that's when he does the whole lean back, right hand over counter thing. You know what I mean? He's not doing that counter. He does the roll. He can roll with his foot flat like this. He can roll and pop and roll and throw the uppercut. But when he's in that jab distance in the middle of the ring and he does his setup when he's like this, I'm like, oh, he's looking for that right. And then here comes a slow jab and he just, whoop, and he goes for it, So, yeah, I pick up on little things, especially because I thought to myself, maybe one day you'll fight a Floyd Mayweather. You're going to have to look out for that. If he's posted up on you like that, and you're thinking about jabbing that boy, he's looking to come over with that right. So, I was always planning like that, Manny Pacquiao too, I had my eyes set on him. He's a jump around fighter. He sometimes throws 4-punch, 5-punch, 6-punch combinations, things like that. And there's room to counter when fighters fight like that. I just like to break down boxing. I'm a boxer. I'm a fight fan too. But I just like to break down my competition, and we have muscle memory as athletes. You know what I mean? So if he's doing it today, he's most likely going to do it tomorrow. That's how I feel.
Pete, let me ask you something. Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya, they have a deal with ESPN and they get praised for it. But if Al Heyman does that free network, or CBS, ESPN, all of that, he gets bashed for that. Why is that? What?
Well, because he did it first, they did it second. They were mad at first, and now they're realizing that's good for business. That's all.
What would it take for the viewers to kind of respect Al Heyman, or even the politics in boxing to respect Al Heyman, what he's doing for fighters like yourself, the Danny Garcia, the Sean Porter?
I haven't met nobody that doesn't respect Al Heyman. I'll tell you that much. Right. Nobody approached me and said, you know what? I hate that man, Mr. Heyman. Ain't nobody ever talked about Al Heyman. Media outlets, they get paid to do it. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, even my fight against Danny Garcia, we had something over 4.5 million viewers, and that was due to CBS. That's due to PBC Boxing. That's also due to Al Heyman. So it's good, man. I've said it before in press conferences. As America is spoiled when it comes to sports entertainment. Okay, so much sport entertainment is for free. Okay, basketball, football, hockey, tennis, soccer, everything is for free. The Olympics happen, it's for free. So why to now just add one more sport to a television network? Why are people paying for it? And I'm talking about UFC and boxing. Okay, even UFC got on spike because only their major fights they made pay-per-view. There's still money in pay-per-view. Everybody knows if you sell something for $50 and you get 1 million buyers, that's $50 million. We call that simple math, right? So, pay-per-view still has its purpose, but when it just comes to bringing people the fights, making boxing relevant again, inspiring the youth, because not everybody's going to be a football player, basketball player. Some of these boys can be boxers, man. So I'm happy that there's this shift back into regular network television, and I'm at the forefront of it. It's a blessing for me.
We're in Brooklyn. I gotta ask, I've heard you reference this before, that Mike Tyson is your favorite fighter. Just wondering if you ever took anything out of the Mike Tyson handbook and, added that to your style when you were coming up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We went for the kill, man, back in the day in the amateurs, man. I mean, I barely even knew how to throw a jab. I was just measuring with that thing. It was just my measure stick so that I can come with these left hook, right hooks all day, man. Tyson, is famous for saying, everybody has a game plan until they get hit, right? Tyson has certain head movement, I never really mimicked that per se. Sometimes I train with the Tyson head movement just because it's such a good workout to get low and maybe stutter step. Sean Porter actually does it. If you watch a lot of his films, he's actually doing the old school training that Tyson was doing. When you're here and then you're here, you're staying out of that line of fire. When fighters are just standing up like this, you're walking in a straight line. I can close my eyes, bend here, but put my arm out straight. Your head's gonna be here. And that's what my trainer used to always say when fighters stood too straight up and they don't have any head movement, they're not breaking out of the line of fire. He used to say a blind man can hit you, So, I mean, I like to look and take. When I watch Mike Tyson, it just motivates me to get knockouts. I'll be honest. I love watching his knockout reels just to be motivated to go for the kill, right? Otherwise, during the during the Soto Cross fight, I was actually watching film on Muhammad Ali, right? And I wanted to take one method that you don't see that often, and that's the triple jab, okay? So I knew Cross was gonna be moving forward, and just to stay busy but not have to use too much energy, I can be popping the triple jab and circling on the outside, okay? Some people call it the circle jab, and I just call it the triple jab, right? So my favorite part about that fight is during one of the highlight reels, they show my jab, but they're showing it in slow-mo, and the commentators are talking about it, and they go, there's Thurman with a double jab, and when he finishes his sentence, here comes the next one. He goes, oh wait, a triple jab, and I'm like, that's right, document that. That was a triple jab technique, not a double jab technique, and I did work on that in training camp. That was one thing I wanted to add. I like to add certain things. Sometimes I'll just say to myself, I want to be more accurate with my straight right hand, or pretty soon I think we're going to go back down to getting that good body work in, because I noticed that I land some good body shots on Sean. I think he took them well, but I think they did more damage than him and I really knew, you know what I mean? He probably knew, but he had a poker face, but I couldn't tell as much, but I did land solid blows, and I need to just know, look, your punches aren't soft. These are tough fighters. They can take it, but they're not gonna take many. If you up your rate, then you might be able to break down fighters in a different way. So we'll see, man. Every training camp, I like to just pick one technique, one boxing technique. I want more of this, and I make it happen.